Do you have any initial thoughts on who the acquirers could be?
I feel like on this trajectory and maybe with the IPO market opening up, I feel like in the next 2 or 3 years, they could even go public to have that option. In terms of acquirers, there's definitely kind of that dynamic of the Liquid IV acquisition and Ollie and kind of Unilever's health and wellness division here that probably is keeping a close eye on Grüns. What kind of caught your eye in terms of strategic acquisitions that would make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I look at this and I would be surprised if Unilever's health and wellness division doesn't acquire Grüns. I mean, they bought Ollie, Liquid IV, Nutrafol, Smarty Pants. Like they've been very active in the gummy space from an acquisition point of view, and they have a really good track record of growing these businesses. They love taking really strong brands and adding them into retail with Target and Walmart and things like that. I think if you had to broaden the aperture a little bit, I think there's a couple of other companies who could make sense. The first one that comes to mind is Pharmamite. They make the Nature's Made vitamin category, which is like the number one vitamin in Costco. Nestle is also an interesting one. Church and Dwight has VitaFusion, which is really one of the OG gummy vitamin businesses. But to me, I come back and I'm like, this is Unilever health and wellness written all over it.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, what kind of outcome do you think they should be expecting, right? And what do you think the timeline is for that potentially?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think in terms of timeline, I would do exactly what you said, where they should focus on maxing out their U.S. distribution first, which they probably got 2 to 4 years to be able to do that with their velocity. If you look at some of the public data that we know about the other Unilever acquisitions, they paid roughly 4 to 5x for Smarty Pants. Liquid IV was a $600 million valuation on like 100 to 120 million in valuation. Nutrafol was $1 billion valuation on 200 million in revenue. And so if you look at this and say, okay, let's assume it's a 2.5 to 4x, multiple. If they sold today, it's probably a 300 to $700 million sale. I think if they can grow to 250 to 350 million revenue, they're looking at 800 million to 1.4 billion. And if they unlock Costco or expand the SKU set into sleep, immunity, energy, stuff like that, this could be a $1.5 billion exit pretty reasonably.